Time marches on, and the age of a new king draws nearer.
Here you are.
A new day begins in Etria. Still hate the name, but I informed the brother of their sister's safety, but he already knew as she arrived before we did. I literally don't know how she bet teleportation, but good on her, I guess. But with that mission completed, and the unneeded courage boost acquired, I spend the afternoon with Yufa, as we head back to Browhaven and meet Hyperic, asking what he's been doing at a tavern. He tells us that the little Yajif girl helps there from time to time. She seems happy as they're treating her nicely, complimenting her dancing. Yufa asks if she knows how to dance. She does too, knowing a ceremonial dance from her mother. Ovi likes the sound of that, wanting to do it herself. Yufa seems happy to do it. I ask for her to do it right now, a little excited, but she refuses, thinking she'll bother some. Ovi says to Hyperic that she wants to show her mother the dance, and he says that she may as long as her prayers are never neglected. Hyperic gets to business, knowing if we're here, we want to learn about Sanctism, asking what we know. I say the basics, he understands and tells us that their beliefs about an almighty God, which they offer their prayers to with a selfless heart. Yuva thinks on it, saying that it's different from her people. They aspire to take the hands of their god, to confront their challenges and fight alongside them with their own strength. Hyperic thinks that's intriguing, but as for those who cannot fight, the anxiety which plagues this world is through no fault of their own, and we must pray to escape them. Yufa has no words for that, as Ovi wants to see her mother, so we continue the talk at the church. Yufa asks Hyperic what ailments has inflicted Ovi's mother. He says that her concern touches his heart, but avoids the answer for some reason. Ovi asks us if we're going to convert to their faith. Hyperic says that he'll gladly accept us with open arms, unless we find prayers meaningless. She feels a tad pressured, as I say that we'll find our own path. He finds that quite unfortunate to hear, but wishes that this isn't the last time we talk, knowing we will live with anxiety in our hearts, and it's through Sanctism we can find that salvation. Suddenly we hear a pained noise from the confines of the church. We ask what that was, but he tells us it was the wind and must leave as they're gone. Yufa never expected conversion to be on the table. I say that life happened that way sometimes. She agrees, thinking Hyperic isn't wrong with what he said. They have spiritual anxiety as we yearn for something we can depend on, and for some, that is Sanctism. But now she feels like she understands them more now, that she's experienced it in her own way, and she couldn't have done that without me, seeming more invigorated to try on new experiences. I'm happy for her, as a bond grows stronger. Suddenly the smell is back and it's messing with her head, so she wishes to leave, and I agree.
What's up, Del? Something on your mind?
That's nothing, just thinking.
Oh no. You're not still feeling unwell, are you?
It's just a twinge now, that's all. I'm sharp as ever, me.
Are you sure? Because I remember once the big fever passed, you went hot and cold again a couple more times. I'd never seen you go down like that.
I said I'm fine, didn't I? God, but you don't worry too much. Come on, I'm starving.
Juno seems to worry about Fidelio having a bad feeling, as she thinks that the human that wounded him may have left a nasty side effect. Gallica is worried, asking if he may need magic healing, as Juno asks if we can summon Rella to assist. That surprises us, but she knows what can happen with Magla-born ills, so she really doesn't want it to fester. Heisme is against it a little of him hating the Parapus, but also seeing it as us fighting a battlefield. Juno against that, but she believes that they're thinking the same as us. Neris appears thinking that we should just bring Rella to us, as Neris admits that he doesn't see them as an evil type, which honestly, with the small interactions I've had with Basilio, I have to agree. With that, as me and Neris go and grab the Saint Rella.
Thank you so much for your help leading the evacuation. They tell me not everyone got a chance to thank you. So on their behalf...
Don't worry about it. Didn't want the annihilation of a whole village on my conscience is all.
Wasn't expecting you to handle the evacuation side, Del.
Thought for sure you'd be the first in the fray with the human.
They healed me up. Gotta repay the favour, don't I? Wouldn't feel right otherwise.
Then for their sake, you should take care of yourself, too.
What? Who the hell? No way. Aren't you Cinderella?
You're joking. You're not joking. Why is she here?
I called for her and she came. You that surprised? I know people in the Crown Theocracy. My work speaks for itself these days.
It's almost time for the Saints' Day festivities in Montario. Having been invited, I was in the area. I heard about your splendid work, Fidelio and Basilio. I hardly recognize the two of you.
You remember us?
Of course. This is a bit of a reversal, though. Back then, it was you helping treat Basilio's wound. I can tell how far you've come since then.
Ugh.
But I've also heard about your own injury. Your right foot, I'm guessing. Have you felt any sudden fevers come on? Let me have a look. Yes, that should do. I can see you had an expert looking after you already. Physically, you're as well as anyone could ask. But... Fidelio, is there something you feel lost or anxious about?
Where's that coming from?
I've talked to lots of people and observed the flow of their magic. By now, I'm certain that Magla is connected to our emotions. When I speak to someone who's feeling strong emotions, I can sense the state of their heart as if seeing it with my own eyes.
Nah, I'm sound. Nothing's getting me down.
I see. Then you should be fine. Just don't take life for granted, or your treatment will have been for nothing. Keep on living, all right? For now, let's see. Run to the beach and back with Basilio. If you can make it without slowing down, then clearly there's nothing wrong with your foot.
Hey, sounds like a laugh.
Just like when we were kids. Step lively, Del, or I'll leave you behind.
Hey, what the hell? I said I'm fine. Oh, damn it. Basilio! Hang on!
With the brothers out of our hair, Juna thanks Frella for her help, surprised not knowing when she was talking about the first person she saved, she meant the Magnus brothers. Frella simply responds by being a big sister and grilling her about the stories needing to match, but adding that she's swimming in dangerous waters, huh? Not only, but she has a gauntlet runner that can teleport, and an elder candidate that can use it through magic. It's a lot to take in. She admits that she didn't realize that I was the top candidate until she saw the King's Rock, asking if I'm committed to taking Luis down. I don't have a comment on that, but it's pretty obvious what my stance is, and she sees I'm committed to this path, knowing this day would come and not here to stop us. Juna tells her sister to calm down, already having dealt with Luis, but she gets serious, telling us not to underestimate that man. As much as the Crown Theocracy knows, the King's magic is absolute, but she's done her own research and has found some loopholes only meant to stop underhanded tactics, but issuing duels where both parties agree is one way to bypass it, which makes what happened with Glodell make more sense. As Rella says that she's sure Luis will exploit that weakness, and has an awful feeling that there will be a lot of bloodshed before the Saints' Day is over, as I heed her words and the brothers are running back, so we call it there. And way later in the night, the twins gave us some good news about getting a map from the Islanders, and then gets interest in the book I'm holding. Doesn't help Gallica almost blew us a little sneak mission, but they didn't seem to pick up on that, as they ask if they can have a look, and I agree.
In this world, one can become anything they desire. Neither birth nor status decides your occupation.
Huh, sounds grand, that. You think this place really exists?
Course not, you muppet. It's a fantasy, remember? Anyone is free to become anything. This is a paradise of equality and freedom, devoid of discrimination or prejudice. Pretty words, them. But if everybody's free to do what they want, they'll work out their own reasons to be prejudiced. You can call it a utopia, but I reckon people living in it might romanticize our world too. At the end of the day, dreaming of escape will only ever be a dream. Nothing changes unless you do it with your own hands.
Aye. But if we really could do anything, I quite fancy opening up a little diner with you, Del. You like singing, eh? And I'm dead handy with a cook pan. We could invite Lady Juna over. Host a fancy soiree of our own. Every night, just us and our best mates living it up. You telling me you don't like the sound of that?
Get your head out of the clouds, Baz. We're long past being able to get away with that. Doesn't matter anyway. A dream is just a dream.